Good morning, all. Myself, Dr. Saroj Ranwal, professor at Rajasthan Institute of Engineering and Technology. As in the previous lecture, we have discussed about that scheduling algorithm, that shortest job first. We have discussed two type of scheduling algorithm, that for preemptive and non-preemptive. Today, we'll discuss about that priority scheduling algorithm. Okay, priority scheduling algorithm. So, as the name suggests, priority, how we can prioritize the things. Priority may be based on the execution time, may be based on the arrival time, or any other criteria. So how we can prioritize the things? A priority number is associated with each process. Like a process is having their execution time, their arrival time. So similarly, we can allocate priority also. Okay, so priority, how we can allocate priority? Priority is an integer number. Okay, that integer number, so it depends on the book as well, or in the author, as per the author itself, that how we can prioritize. Normally, how we can prioritize, the smaller the integer number, higher the priority we are considering. In smaller integer number, suppose 1 2 3 4 5, so 1 is smaller, so the process which is having the priority 1, we have considered that is highest priority. Okay, this priority scheduling may be also two types, like SJF was of two types, priority may be of two types, preemptive and non-preemptive. Preemptive means we are talking about at runtime. Okay, preemptive means whenever we are considering the things in runtime. Okay, non-preemptive means non-preemptive means once we have allocated the priority at initial level, after that will not change the priority. Okay. Normally, if we talk about that, where you will find the preemptive priority scheduling algorithm. See, you can have the example of your laptop or Windows operating system. How you can prioritize that now my interest is to that execute or read this PPT. Okay, present this. Suppose now I want to change that, just print this priority that PPT, and I can open the Mozilla to browse the things or for mailing and all. Okay, I can open that seat Turbo C also to write some program. So it's depend on users interest. So normally in Windows we are using the priority driven preemptive scheduling, preemptive priority driven scheduling. Okay, non-preemptive means once you have allocated or assigned any resource to any particular process, okay, you have prioritized the process once well in advance. Okay, after that you will not change priority runtime, but in preemptive you can change the priority runtime. SJF is a priority scheduling where priority is the inverse of predicted next CPU burst time. Okay, as I have communicated, that a shortest job first algorithm is also a kind of priority. How we have prioritized shortest job first, that smaller the burst time, we have executed that particular process first. So that is again a priority driven algorithm. So what are the challenges associated with this priority driven scheduling? The name of that problem is starvation. Means that only higher priority process will always get the processor. Okay, always get the resource, but the lower priority processes are always in waiting state. So that will be in waiting state always. So this low priority process may never execute or will never get resources. So this problem is called starvation. Starvation is the problem when low priority process will never get the resources. Okay, this problem may ask in the competitive examination also, that what is starvation. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So the solution of this starvation is aging is one solution, and another solution is the algorithm itself, that we will use round robin CPU scheduling instead of this priority scheduling. Okay, round robin CPU scheduling is a solution. Also, aging is also a solution for this starvation. Okay, what is aging? Will just give or increase the priority of lower priority processes. Okay, as the integer number are associated with each process. So we'll just increase the priority, like we'll increase the priority by 5. Okay, when n number of processes are there. So at time progresses, increase the priority of the processes. This is called aging. So priority is, you'll just have the look on this example. Here what we have considered, we have taken 5 processes, P1, P2, P3, P4, 5, P5 respectively. Their execution times are given. Execution time is also called burst time. So 10, 1, 2, 1, 5 is given respectively. And their priorities are also given, 3, 1, 4, 5, 2 respectively. So what is the meaning of this? What is the assumption here? We have assumed smaller the integer number, higher the priority. So which process is having highest priority? As per this data, P2 is having on highest priority, P5 is on second highest priority. Okay, after that P1 and then P3 and then P4. Okay, here this example we have considered as non-preemptive priority. Okay, we have just initially fixed the priority and accordingly we have executed the processes. Okay, what we have done, we have just fixed. What we have fixed, we have just associated, we know this is on priority first. What we have executed, this is on first priority. After that, this is on second priority. Okay. Similarly, this P5, so we can execute that first priority process P2. So we have, as arrival time, what we have assumed, arrival time we have assumed at 0. So arrival time of all the processes are 0. So we have allocated the resource to P2, as P2 is having smaller integer number in terms of priority. So execution time of P2 is 1. So 0 to 1, the processor will be allocated to which process? P2. Okay, then next priority is of P5. Okay, so P5, the execution time of P5 is 5 unit. 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, so P5 is allocated the processor and execution of P5 is over at time instant 6. Okay, now the third priority is of P1. So P1's execution time is 10. So 6 plus 10 is 16. Okay, now P3's priority is 4. Okay, so its execution time is 2 units. So 16 plus 2 is 18. Okay, and now you can say the last process which is having 5 priority. So its execution time is 1 unit only. So 1 unit we have allocated, 18 plus 1 is 19. So I hope this is clear to you all. We can calculate the what you can add this bus time. This will be 19 only, as you can check. Okay, these are smaller numbers, so easily you can add, but if you have the large database, then also you can check that if you will total this total should be matched with this number. 10 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 is equivalent to 19 only. Okay, now waiting time, we have not waiting time. How you will calculate the waiting time? Waiting time, you can check from this diagram itself. Waiting time for P1 is 6. Okay, waiting time for P2 is 0. Okay, waiting time for P3 is 16 only. For P4 it's 18. Okay, and which process for P5 you can wait 1 unit only. Okay, so this is the waiting time for all the processes. You can calculate the average. This will be 8.2 millisecond only. So I hope this priority scheduling is clear to you all. This is non-preemptive priority scheduling algorithm. Okay, which kind of non-preemptive priority scheduling algorithm? If you want to have the look of that preemptive priority scheduling algorithm, then this example will be suitable for that also. So this example will be suitable for that preemptive priority driven priority. Suppose we want to associate with priority, so what will be the priority of this particular process tab? You can use that. its priority is 1. After that, it's 2. Okay, and its priority is 3. Okay, and this process priority is 4. Okay, so I hope this example we have completed earlier also. This is the priority. So this example you can treat for the preemptive priority driven scheduling, as you have preempted the P1 process here. These are the priority. As priority, how we have assigned the priority or calculated the priority here, according to the execution time or burst time. Smaller the execution time, in this smallest execution time is first 4, so first priority is given to this. After that, this 5, so second priority. 8, third priority, and 9, fourth priority. So similarly, you can understand this example of preemptive priority scheduling. I hope this scheduling concept is clear to you all. Preemptive and non-preemptive